welcome to the Deep Dive.
Hello.
Today we're embarking on a really fascinating literary expedition. We want to pull back the curtain on some compelling new and upcoming books.
Yeah, get beyond just titles and covers.
Exactly. Our mission really is to give you a shortcut to being, genuinely well-informed about what's happening.
And we've got quite a mix today, haven't we?
We really do. From prize-winning translated stories to memoirs, mythological epics, even social novels.
A bit of everything. It shows the sheer range of what's being published.
Absolutely. We've gone through the sources, the early reviews, the buzz, and I think you're in for some, surprising facts and insights.
Should be interesting.
Okay, let's unpack this.
And what's particularly exciting, I think, is just the incredible range of human experience we'll be touching on. Where should we start?
Well, we simply have to kick things off with Heartlamp. Selected Stories. Banu Mushtaq. Translated by Deepa Basti.
Ah, the Booker winner.
The 2025 International Booker Prize winner, yes. And this is huge because it's the first Canada language book ever to win that prize.
That's genuinely historic, and it's a short story collection.
Yep, 12 stories, originally in Canada, now in English thanks to the translation.
And what's fascinating here, beyond the prize itself, is apparently the content. The focus is really on the lives of Muslim women in South India.
Right, their struggles, hopes, courage.
And, their efforts to kind of push against societal boundaries. The reviews seem to really highlight the sensitive language used.
Sensitive language? How so?
Well, it sounds like it's not just telling stories, but really uncovering hidden truths is a phrase that came up. It suggests a deep level of nuance.
That's the power of really good translation, isn't it? It opens these windows.
Absolutely, into whole other worlds, other experiences.
So with Heartlamp and this idea of sensitive language, uncovering hidden truths, how do you think it manages that for, say, an English-speaking audience? Does it risk losing the specific cultural context?
That's always the tightrope with translation, right? But from the sounds of it, the sensitivity lies in the way it tells the stories. It's not preachy.
Okay.
It uses these really personal, intimate narratives. So the hidden truths aren't spelled out, they're felt.
Through the character's own experiences.
Exactly. So you connect empathetically, even if the specifics of the South Indian Muslim experience are new to you. It lets you experience it rather than just explaining it.
That makes a lot of sense. Experience over explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, speaking of personal narratives, let's pivot. There's a lot of buzz around this next one already.
Oh, which one?
Mother Mary Comes to Me by Arundhati Roy. Her first memoir.
Wow, okay. Arundhati Roy, that's big news. When's it out?
Scheduled for September 2025. And it's all about her relationship with her mother.
That's going to be intense, I imagine. Love, conflict.
Deep dialogue, yeah. Here's where it gets really interesting for me, though. Roy, famous for her sharp political voice, her fiction, turning inward like this.
Yeah, it's a different mode for her. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, like what we expect from memoirs, this one's being described as a true mirror of Roy's emotions.
A mirror of her emotions, not just events.
Right. The review mentioned a beautiful blend of humor, pain, and self-reflection. Apparently, it's expected that readers will find many moments of their own lives in there.
Huh. Because of her style.
Seems so. They called it a heartwarming style, which is maybe not the first word you associate with Roy's public persona sometimes.
No, definitely not. She's often seen as quite formidable, intellectually speaking, so heartwarming. That suggests maybe a more vulnerable side.
Perhaps. It could really deepen our understanding of her beyond the activist and the novelist, seeing that personal core.
So it's less a timeline and more an emotional landscape. When someone like Roy tackles the mother-daughter thing, which is so universal.
Yeah.
Do you think her background, her, critical eye for society, shapes how she approaches those personal dynamics? Does the activism bleed into the personal reflection?
That's a really good question. The sources don't explicitly say, but you have to wonder, right? Someone used to dissecting power structures.
Applying that lens to family.
Exactly. It could bring a really unique depth. And maybe that heartwarming style isn't about being sugary sweet, but about a really profound, disarming honesty.
Making the personal truly universal through her specific sharp lens.
Yeah. It might make you look at your own key relationships differently.
Okay, from the deeply personal, let's shift gears completely. How about mythology?
Oh, interesting. What have we got?
Sataki Dwapar Ka Jai Yoda by Dushyant Pratap Singh. It's a Hindi mythological novel.
Okay, and the focus?
Satyaki from the Mahabharata. often described as a lesser-known hero, which I always find intriguing.
Me too. Shining light on the supporting cast can give such a fresh perspective on those big epics.
Absolutely. And the style is described as emotional and cinematic.
Cinematic. Okay, so you can picture it vividly, like it transports you.
That seems to be the idea. Right into the Dwapar Yuga, the age of the Mahabharata. It tells Satyaki's story in an exciting way, apparently.
Balancing the big themes, I assume. Love, war.
Love, war, and dharma? Yeah. But what caught my eye was the praise for the author's style, making it easy and interesting to read.
Which, let's be honest, isn't always the case with dense mythological texts, right?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So what does this all mean for us? I mean, how does Singh do that? Make it easy and interesting while still hitting those big themes?
Well, the review didn't detail the mechanics, but cinematic often suggests focusing on action, dialogue, character feeling.
Less on the long philosophical bits.
Potentially. More narrative drive. And
Okay.
focusing on Satyaki. That's key, too.
How so? What does that unlock?
You get a different viewpoint, right? Maybe see familiar events from the sidelines, understand the ripple effects differently. It gives a ground-level perspective.
So it could challenge some of the standard heroic narratives.
It could. It definitely shows there are always more stories within the story, untapped perspectives waiting for a retelling.
A richer, fuller picture of that whole world. I like that. New eyes on ancient tales.
Exactly.
Okay, and finally, let's bring it right back to the present day. A social novel.
Right. Tackling contemporary issues.
Yes. Deified. The Legacy of Yesterday by Banu Shrivastava. Published in 2024.
And the themes. What's it addressing?
Big ones. Gender inequality, domestic violence, and self-empowerment. It follows the protagonist, Sanvi,
Okay.
on her journey to find her inner strength. The review really emphasized that the novel boldly presents social truths.
Boldly presents them so it doesn't shy away.
Doesn't sound like it. And it aims to inspire readers to bring change in their lives. It seems quite direct in its purpose.
So it's literature as a catalyst, potentially. Not just reflection, but motivation.
Precisely. It seems like a powerful tool for social commentary. But what makes a novel like Deified effective in that role? Is it about offering solutions or just shining a really bright light on the problems?
That's the million-dollar question for social novels, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think often the effectiveness comes from that boldly presents social truths part, but through the character's experience, making you feel the weight of it through Sanvi's journey.
So connecting emotionally rather than intellectually first.
Exactly. And by showing her finding her inner strength, it gives a kind of relatable blueprint. It shows change is possible, starting with the individual.
So it inspires without necessarily being like a self-help manual.
Right. It motivates through story, through seeing someone navigate these incredibly difficult things. That personal connection avoids it feeling preachy.
Stories really can illuminate and motivate, can't they?
Yeah, absolutely can.
Wow. Okay, what an incredible journey we've just been on. 4 very different books.
Yeah, quite the range.
We had the hidden struggles of Muslim women in South India via that Booker-winning translation.
Hurt Lamp.
Then Arundhati Roy's raw, introspective memoir about her mother.
Mother Mary Comes to Me.
Then jumping to that cinematic, fresh take on a Mahabharata hero.
Satyaki.
And finally, this contemporary novel confronting tough social issues head-on.
Deified. Yeah, the sheer breadth of human experience covered there is, well, it's pretty astounding.
It really is.
And, this raises an important question for me.
Yeah.
What is it about literature across all these different forms, memoir, social novel, mythology, translation, that gives it this power, this ability to both, reflect our world and spark that kind of deep personal or even societal reflection, sometimes even pushing towards change?
That is the question, isn't it? The enduring power of story.
Yeah.
And maybe that leaves us with a final thought for you, listening in to sort of chew on after this deep dive.
Go on.
What hidden truths might you uncover? Not just in books like these, fascinating as they are, but maybe in the untold stories, the different perspectives that are all around you every day.
Looking beyond the obvious narratives in our own lives.
Exactly.